Okay, so stick with us because the trunk is a beast. So, okay, we're going to start with the trapezius, which is here on our muscle man. It's kind of shaped like a trapezoid. It's also here. Give you another point of reference. And the action is that it raises, rotates, adducts, and stabilizes the scapula. It originates in the occipital bone, the spines of C7 and the thoracic vertebrae, and it inserts into the acromion and spine of scapula and the lateral clavicle. So, lateral clavicle here, spine of the scapula, and the acromion. Okay, so that was a trapezius. The latissimus dorsi, here. And I think that's the only one we have for reference, but there's the lat. It's the prime mover of arm extension, adducts, and medially rotates the arm. It originates in the last 6 thoracic and all lumbar vertebrae, ribs 9 through 12, and the iliac crest. So it's a big old chunk here. And then it inserts on the intertubercular sulcus or groove of the humerus. So up in here, kind of in the armpit. Okay, now we'll do, this is the supraspinatus because it's above the spine of the scapula. And I think we only have it on this one. It's kind of in a little chunk on the arm, but this is your best frame of reference for that. Then you have your infraspinatus, which is under the spine. That's here. And then we've got
Spinatus up here.
Yep. Supra, infra, so above the spine, below the spine, and then underneath, on the inside face, is your subscapularis. So, subscapularis, and then supra, infra. And then down here, we have our teres minor, because it's small, and your teres major, which is bigger. Your teres minor originates in the lateral margin of the scapula, and it inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus. The teres major originates in the inferior scapula, and it inserts in the intertubercular groove of the humerus, so up in there. As far as the action goes, it's the teres minor has a lateral rotation of the humerus. It's part of the rotator cuff that stabilizes the shoulder. The major extends, medially rotates, and adducts the humerus. Okay, and the subscapularis, which is it rotates the arm medially. It's part of the rotator cuff that stabilizes the shoulder as well. The infraspinatus, I guess I could help you, huh? Here. It's the lateral rotation of the humerus, and it's part of the rotator cuff that stabilizes the shoulder as well. It originates in the infraspinatus fossa of the scapula, so under there. And it inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus, so right there. The supraspinatus, that is abduction of the humerus, part of the rotator cuff that stabilizes the shoulder. So all these are involved in that. It originates in the supraspinatus fossa of the scapula, so up under there. And it inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus. So in there. Okay, so we're almost done. The levator scapula is only in pictures, but it's here. And inserts on the spine and goes to the scapula. So it elevates and adducts the scapula. Then you've got your rhomboids, both the major and the minor, also only in pictures. Rhomboid minor is there, it's smaller, and then the major is there. It pulls the scapula medially to retract the scapula. So when you square your shoulders up, that's what that does. And it originates in the Spennius process of C7 and T1 through T5. So here, oh, wait, yeah. Here and here. And it inserts on the medial border of the scapula, so deep in there. Okay, one more. The erector spinae? Yeah. It is the 3, 1, 2, 3. You think SLI. Got your spinalis, your longissimus, and your iliocostellus. Costellus. Yeah. So that extends and bends vertebral column laterally. So when you bend your back. And those are the ones that get muscle spasms that hurt so bad. And I think that's all.